Well, good afternoon on this Saturday, YouTube. I'm here with you again, as promised, to take a closer look, whatever you want to call it, at this radio. This radio is a Motorola model A11A, and I told you I did download the schematic for it, and I have done that. And what I think I'm going to do is plug it into the dim light and see what happens. Basically, I think the only thing it says on the thing is it doesn't work. That could be a lot of things. So, looking at the schematic, it is, I think I mentioned this, it is a direct line connected chassis. So, alright, let's get into it and see what we have, and we'll show you what we're going to go with. Alright, what we got going here is, I'm going to show you, this is plugged into the dim light socket. Device under test, that's what that's for. And over here we have the dim light plugged into the variac. So we're going to increase the voltage a little bit at a time. And I've got another camera watching, as you can see up here, I think. Yeah, there you can see it. So let's go for it and see what we got. Let me give it a little voltage. Kind of watch the amperage as it goes up. Right now I have 20 volts, and that's what we're going to start out. I'm going to turn it on. It is drawing current, 0.1 amp. So let's go up with the voltage a little bit, see what that does. Let's go up about 50 volts. Alright, there's 50 volts. We got 0.11 amps. Nothing so far. No sound coming out of the radio. Let's go ahead and go up a little bit more. Let's go up to about 70. Alright, there's 70 volts. The light doesn't look like it's any brighter or dimmer or whatever. Still nothing coming out of the radio. Alright, let's go on up to 100 volts. Alright, there's 100 volts. No problem so far. See if we get any sound or static or anything out of it. I don't hear anything at all coming out of the speaker. So I think we have a problem. Like I said, I have 100 volts. Let's show you what I got going here. 99.8, whatever. And even if I put it on bypass, I don't think it'll make any difference. Let's try it and see though. No difference. Draws a little bit less current on bypass. I mean a little more current, I should say. No, a little bit less actually. Yeah, that's about the same. So I don't think anything's going on with the radio. I think the only current we're getting drawn is the dim light bulb itself. So, all right, gonna unhook this and open it up and see what it looks like in the back. Stay tuned. All right, back with you once more. I have the set in question hooked up to a cheater cord, and it is on. I'm turning the switch on and off so you'll hear it. That's off. That's on. These two filaments are not lighting up. There's usually a pretty good reason for that, and that is one of them's burnt out. So that's what our job is now, to find which one is burned out and replace it. And I think that will probably fix the radio. Just been my experience, you know. It also has a selenium rectifier over here, if you can see. It's got a decent sized speaker. I was kind of impressed with that. That's a nice looking speaker. This radio does have a, if you guys follow along with the schematic, this radio has a push-pull 50, I think 50 C5 output, two 50 C5s, and so that's probably why it's got a decent sized speaker there. And so it should have some good sound. It is a transformerless set, as I think I may have mentioned. I don't know if I did or not, but as such, it has no transformer, except for that's the audio transformer. Like I say, I'm guessing one of these. What I'm gonna have to do is probably test the tubes. Hey! I get to use my tube tester. Can you believe that? Alright, so that's what we're going to do next, probably, is test the tubes and find out which one's bad. And hopefully it's just one. Maybe I have one, maybe I don't. I doubt that if I do. But I have some other radios around here that maybe I can scrounge one off of and see what we got. Kylie's saying it's time for dinner, so I'm going to go eat my dinner. And I'll be back with this shortly after. Alright, we're back again. I don't know exactly where I left off. Bob Givens and I were trying, had the text going back and forth fast and furious. And you can just imagine what we found out real quick. Basically, this fusible resistor right here, where's my pointer stick? This one right here is bad. This is R17, I think, on the schematic. It's 22 ohm, 2 or 3 watts. I'm not sure exactly how big, but this is a fusible resistor also. So, and it did blow. So, first indication we thought maybe this selenium rectifier was bad. I did measure across it with the ohm meter, and it did not measure shorted. So, assuming it's not bad, we went ahead and Bob suggested to hook up 4 100 ohm resistors in parallel to make basically a 25 ohm 2 watt resistor, which I did. And after fiddling with the cheater cord here, I was able to get it going, and it has a really bad filter hum. So I may go ahead and plug it in and show you what I'm talking about just real quick so you can see what I came up with. So see what happens when I plug it in. And I don't have to turn the volume up because it's loud without it. You see that speaker? It's got a healthy speaker in this thing. So you can hear that is pretty bad. And like I said, the volume is all the way down. So that's a good sign this thing here is bad. And I've already looked up the prices and thing. I think I'm going to go with Element New York Element 14 on this order because they had the right stuff. They had it at a good price, and their shipping is very fast. And that's probably what I'll do. Now, originally, let me show you my thinking on this. When I first did this, I couldn't see any of the tube filaments glow, and I thought that was the problem. That's why I think I said something about checking the tubes. But what I did was just pop them out one at a time, checked every one of them was pin 3 to 4 for the filament, just checked them with my ohm meter, and everyone checked fine. So then I got the idea of going ahead and let it sit for a while with it on, and sure enough they got warm. I never did really see them glow, but they did get warm, so they were getting their voltage. And if you look at the schematic, you can see the only other thing, you know, is here. I mean, if you got continuity here going through here, then this is the only other route, and that means no B+. So I immediately checked this fusible resistor, and sure enough it was open. So, and this is still good because you heard that the radio does work. It's just a matter of replacing that with a proper resistor and replacing the filter capacitors. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and get those in, and then I may go ahead and calculate what I need to use take this selenium rectifier out and just put a 1N4007 diode in there and be done with that, and put a new dropping resistor in here that will be the value needed to keep the voltage at, I believe it's 140. Yeah, 140. So that's probably what I'll do, and so this probably will be put on the back burner till I get some parts in, and the parts probably won't even be ordered until first of the month. So I've been spreading myself a little bit thin with all this speaker purchases and radios. You guys don't even know it yet, but I have, how many was there? A load of transistor radios coming. I mean, I want a lot off eBay, and they're coming in. I think Monday they're supposed to be here. So that was like $40 and some change, I think, time I paid shipping. And this one, like I said, it was only $279 or $276 or whatever it was, but I think it was like $13 to ship it. So, you know, that added up. And then the speakers, you know, I've got one order of speakers there was $35 from Walmart, and this one I just got in was $25. So, been spending like a drunken sailor. Do drunken sailors spend a lot of money? Anywho, so that's the story on this, and I think, like I said, you can see that speaker is actually a 6-inch speaker. That's one of the biggest speakers I've ever seen on a table radio like this, and you know, it's a decent speaker. So I'm thinking, this is you guys that know about audio and stuff. This is a push-pull 35C 5 push-pull, and it's got a phase inverter and all that stuff. So it's push-pull audio, and that's a pretty good deal. So this ought to have some pretty decent sound once we get it going. And you know, I'm assuming that's all that's wrong with it is the filter caps. Of course, you know, I haven't actually heard the radio play yet, so I do have the antenna leads cut right at the moment, so I could have the back off. And I'll have to end up taking this chassis out. Didn't really want to, but I don't know of an easier way to replace these capacitors. Now, I'm not one for restuffing things like that, so I will just make sure to put them on there wherever I can get them easily. So, alright, that's going to do it. You guys have a pleasant evening. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you.
That's all, folks.